just balls where he'll drop a ball in between a crucial potting line of one of your balls, sort of, to make sure that if you are going, it's a lot harder, you know. Blocks off a lot of options, and then sort of builds. And once he's got all his reds, you know, into the favourable position, he then can get up and pot them as well. Not sure how much two-shot 8-ball Shawn's been playing coming from New South Wales, but I know he has played the game before, so no stranger to the rules. But I just wonder whether Nick Howie might have an edge on him in the tactical side. Now Shawn's played a similar shot to what I was talking about with Nick before. It's just a blocker, just moves the yellow into the path of the red. Just pushing that one up. I think he would have been happy with it over the pocket, but still got some options now. Just having a look whether he can nudge this red off the cushion in front of the yellow, sort of. So it's potable, but blocking the yellow. Might even be able to play it off the cush, off the other yellow. So got to be careful with that though. I think just bouncing it out halfway is probably a better option. Leave it there. So what's he looking at here? He's looking at combination shot maybe. No, not quite sure what he's. He wanted to play that a little bit firmer, push the yellow right over. Hasn't come out that good because he's left the two reds tied up and he didn't quite get the yellow over as far as he would have wanted, but still, I think he's still favourite here. Not ideal, but Shawn can secure this pocket possibly. Yeah, that's a good shot by Shawn. That's a great shot. Now, Nick. Do you pot the yellow? Or do you try and get those reds out? I think he can possibly pot this yellow, but he wants to nudge the two reds maybe to make them on. Because you don't want to be left with those two reds not on. Yeah, that's what he's done. That is what he's done. He's deliberately screwed into the reds to open them up and potted Shawn's ball. He's got lucky keeping Shawn off the other yellows. He's given away the two, but he's left Shawn in all sorts of trouble here. I'm just not sure. Jamie Stevens has come along, but I think we've got to boot up the mic. Yeah, I'll put this one on and then I can hear you. He's coming. There we go.
All right, I'm here.
Uh-oh. Solid's back.
I've just finished getting destroyed by Rusty Wheeler. That was fun.
We did watch some of that.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
I think he's going to be a hard man to stop in the tournament, Rusty.
Yeah, he's a very flowing player, and he doesn't actually change his pace at all, regardless of how things are going. He's a difficult man to play, and you can't afford to miss chances against him if you're going to beat him, and that's pretty much what happened. But anyway, on to this match. And Nick Howie, affectionately known as the White Mr. T. All he needs is a bit of bling around his neck and a solarium run, and he'll be flying for Mr. T lookalike award.
Yeah, he's going well. I was actually saying how if he put a ponytail at the back, he could quite possibly have the Spartan look going on. For the last of the Mohicans.
Get the main roll on 300, you reckon?
Yeah.
He's been pushing players though. He's been using his cut break. I've seen a lot, and he's actually trying to force tactical frames against these guys that like to pot.
It's funny you say that. I've noticed he is playing a very, very tactical game over the last few matches.
This is basically what Nick does. Is if he's playing against someone he doesn't believe you can outpot, he will cut break, leave a pack there, and try and force a tactical frame. So that way he can even up the odds a bit.
He's just potted Shawn's again.
Shot.
I think he's deliberately given away the 2 there, but
he needed to keep the white up there though. That was absolutely paramount.
Yeah, he didn't want to go in off.
And Shawn's looking at his table thinking, okay, how do I actually get on this? Obviously, because Shawn can put the white wherever he wants, he can put the white ball onto the left-hand side. He can double this yellow out and just try and get position on the yellow that's sort of below the black into the middle pocket. It's the only way I can see this, but there's still a lot of excellent white ball control required.
He's going to full table double this and land behind the other yellow.
Yep, and Shawn's white ball, well, in snooker is brilliant. I haven't seen a lot of him play this weekend. I know he's a very capable cueist.
Looks pretty good.
Well, that's not bad at all.
Would
have liked half a foot more. But probably can sneak through the gap between black and red. Even a cannon, top side of that red to the right of the black will be sufficient because it will bring him out enough to be on the yellow in the middle.
If he's got the angle, would he like a little nudge on the black here?
I don't think there's any need, only because it goes in the middle, and you actually only risk snookering yourself if you do play that shot. So I think where the black is fine because he'll be able to get back down the table later on in this pot out.
Yeah.
Just readdressing a couple of times. Just needs to get comfortable on the shot.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier when Patrick missed a black. He went through his rhythm, and just as he was about to get down, Robbo's come across him, and he stood back up, but he didn't go through the whole rhythm again, and he ended up missing the black. Can be a lot for, people's routine before they play the shot.
And Nick has got his wish here. Shawn has giving him another opportunity, and Nick should get these.
Oh yeah.
I've actually seen a couple of times. It hasn't affected any shot that he's played, but he's got a lot of body movement after he hits the ball. He gets really anxious sometimes, and you see heaps of movement.
Yeah, he's a very emotional person. He keeps it in well when he's playing. He tries to, but I have seen him have the occasional blow up.
I don't think I'd actually be playing this ball if it was me, but it's not that big a deal if he pots it.
Yeah, like you say there, even on that shot, you see the body movement after the shot.
He does move a fair bit, but as I said, I haven't seen him actually miss a ball where he has actually really thrown that body out. So. And just in other scores as well, Ricky Lee's giving Benny a hard time. The score's currently 10-7 Ben's way. He's just got another frame. They may have actually finished because no one's at the table, so maybe the match is over.
Somebody's just commented that nobody beats Shawn Legend with tactics.
I'm sorry, Benny Randall, but unfortunately, Shawn is not one of the stronger tactical games in the two-shot game of 8-ball. He doesn't play the game very often, and that will be an attributing factor to that, but he is definitely, without a doubt, one of the best cueists in the country.
Yeah.
I used to love watching him play snooker as a kid. I actually watched him play, this is going back so long ago, I watched him play in the under-21s on ABC, and he actually won that comp.
Was that colour TV back then, Joe?
It was, mate, it was, and I really enjoyed it. And he gave Quinton a smash up too, actually.
Yeah.
And just watching him go through the motions then when he was amongst the balls, I could tell how good at first he was, and I really enjoyed watching him play there.
Yeah. Watch the body movement on this shot.
Yeah,
See,
really
after
does.
the shot? Yeah.
He's sort of trying to beat Donny Colbert.
No one can compete with Donny on the body movement.
Nobody moves like Donny. But he's actually got the white ball on a string.
Yeah.
And cueing the ball very well.
And moving to 8-5, I believe, when he pots this.
And actually, I would like to give him a bit of a hard time because he had a massive sook before the big gun started about he's having to pay $400 entry fee. Well, Nick, you keep doing this, mate, $400, you may end up paying $550 if you keep carrying on like this and getting big wins against great players.
Yeah, that's...
So in future, pull your head in. 400 was definitely a good price for you.
Might be rocking it for the best intermediate too.
He's not
not intermediate, semi-pro.
No,
sorry.
there's no best semi-pro prize, I believe.
There is, I believe.
Really?
800.
Oh, if you had told me that earlier, I wouldn't have lost.
Yes, 800 for the best semi-pro, 500 for the best lady, 1,000 for the best novice, and 800 for the best intermediate as well.
There you go. So everyone's getting a piece of the pie, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Plus the prize money for finishing in the top, whatever you finish, 12 to the first.
And there's an out of bullets comp as well, which basically I think is a race to 3, so a much smaller race, but there's no way we could fit big races in a second comp in 2 days. It's just not possible.
No, just on that, I wonder when they are starting the out of bullets.
I believe it's due to start, or it has already started. There you go. So they were starting at 2, I heard. So yeah, Steve Jamison's over there. He's actually had a pretty tough draw, and I thought he actually gave a pretty good account of himself for the weekend. He'll give the out of bullets comp a big shake.
Yep.
So Nick's got first opportunity again.
Which one?
Yes, we can actually tell when the Sydney viewers pipe up on the chat feed. It's so obvious to tell a Sydney person. It's usually because you guys just make stupid comments.
Oh, that's a bit below the belt, Jamie.
They're uninformed comments, I might say, because of the hate for the two-shot rules over there.
Yes, it is a very different game. Different set of tactics. I'm not loving the Nick Howie stance on this shot.
And he has missed it. His stance does seem to be a bit inconsistent, doesn't it?
It was a bit like... I don't know.
And the Budmeister doesn't actually have the easiest of outs here, and that is mainly because of this ball at the bottom of the table. Yes, it does go. It's not obstructed by anything, but position and a good pot will be required.
He might even try to run into it now off this middle ball.
Yeah, the angle actually looks perfect. But the problem with this shot is if you actually don't get some kind of contact where you're actually not on the red, you may not be on another ball.
Yeah.
Especially if it gets contact on the left of it, because the yellows will stop the pot to the middle. So
Yeah.
I actually don't think this shot's probably worth taking on. If you can actually slip past the yellow and be on it, that's great. But to me, it looks like it's going straight into the red, and it is. And I tell you what, Well, he's probably been a touch unfortunate there, but he still is on the red to the middle, so he can keep this out going.
He has promoted it a little bit, making it slightly easier, but possibly.
Wanted to come across table just a little further there. But still.
He can actually leave that red on the cushion for his last red. Take the two up the top first.
Yeah, I think this ball in the centre of the table he has to play now. It's going to be too hard to get onto the red that's in the bottom of the cushion off it, or use it as your last ball to link off it. So I think he has to play it and stun to the side rail. Unless the camera angle's deceiving, he's actually got the run. No, he's no ways he got the angle to actually run through. So,
No.
But he is leaving the ball, so it'd be interesting to see how he maps this out. Yeah. I think what we're going to see here is him try and get as straight as possible.
Yeah, he wants to land straight.
The only reason I don't like it is you've got to give yourself, obviously this shot has to be perfect or you get yourself in big trouble. And also the following shot, he needs to land in a very small area of table because of the two yellows.
Yeah, he's got to play two very good positional shots now.
If anyone can actually do that, it is this man on screen because he is an excellent controller of any white ball in any cue sport.
Doesn't look too bad. Slightly off straight, I think. Run through. He'll probably hit the side cush just before the corner pocket.
Oh, and he's missed a pot. Well, he was definitely perfect on his last red had he made the pot.
I think he just tried to pinch the pocket a little just because he was slightly off straight.
Yeah, I just didn't think he needed to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, if you actually, if you need a little bit more movement off the white, you can always put a touch of left-hand side on it. Obviously, it makes the pot a bit harder, but for a player Shawn's ability, he can certainly pull that shot off. So, but Nick now has not really the easiest of tables available to clear at this visit. So you'll see him start playing tie-ups. He'll kick this ball off the side cushion and just run for cover.
Yeah. So, what do you think Shawn's play is here?
I think all he can do here is just bump the red on the right off the cushion a bit and just leave the white ball hard up on the yellow. I don't think he has a lot of options.
Yeah.
If he can actually bump it in such a way where he blocks Nick from being able to run off the yellow on the side cushion. Well, he's gone the aggressive double, and he's also gone for a very smart billiard shot at the same time. That'll put Nick under the pump here.
Those were the shots that I reckon back in sort of 99 he was making big shots like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I completely
consistently.
agree. I remember him playing Travis Crawley in the Australian singles. First time he'd even played in the Nationals, and I watched him double a ball in the middle deliberately off the back cushion, and I just saw this guy's a freak. He played for it intentionally, of course, and actually gave him the out.
Yeah.
Actually, might have even been the black. I can't remember now, but whatever it was ridiculous.
He's put the pressure back on Nick here.
Nick Howie's old man's just come to the background and make sure we're not giving his son too much of a hard time on the live stream.
Yeah.
He's got his fist ready to give me one in the back of the head. And that's a big shot from Nick.
Well, Shawn had to...
Hasn't gone in though. And
Shawn put the pressure right on Nick there, and he had to come up with a big shot.
Yeah, he had to produce. So I wouldn't imagine Shawn could chop this up from here. And that's perfect. He'll just screw back sort of half the distance of what the distance between the red and the white is now.
Or just stun across.
I didn't realise that angle was like that, so never mind me. At any rate, he will make the out, and he will bridge the gap back to 8-6.
8-6.
nasty, these ones.
Amy Stevens is trying to grow.
Alright.
So as you can see, plenty of pool still going on in the venue. There's tons and tons of matches still to go. In fact, I think I've got about a 4-hour wait before I play my loser side draw now.
Yeah, you've jumped a couple of rounds there on the winner's side.
I would like to run a couple more on the winner's side so I don't have to play pool for like all day.
This is true. Every match you win on the winner's side, you skip 2 rounds on the loser's side of the draw. So the longer you can stay on the winner's side without losing, the better off you are. Right, Nick Howie's got a big grin on his face here. I'm not sure what's going on, but
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't see a real easy out straight away. I think he's just going to play safety again. Actually, I do reevaluate that. If he can actually take this yellow long to the top corner, run through, to give himself an angle on the yellow just to the right of the table, he'll just be able to nudge onto the yellow and red that are on top of one another, and then he'll actually be able to produce an out. So this is the key shot right now coming up, potting this and getting the right angle. And he's hit that too soft in my opinion. Well, he might be able to come off side cushion and get the nudge.
unless it does go into the corner.
Yeah, that's another good option too. It might be on. He might be just taking a simple road rather than trying to be too fancy like me.
Well, it's hard to see, but if it is on in the corner, then yeah, it might be what he's played for. Not sure about this yellow down the back cush either, whether it goes past the
I
red.
reckon it does. He stood up. He needs to check the angle again. He's not happy. So, okay, obviously he wants to land right on the bottom cushion after his shot, play that yellow. I don't like that, and I'll tell you why, is because you'll be potting the yellow dead straight, and you're not giving yourself a positional shot afterwards.
No, it's no good.
And now he's doing a bit of Brenton Collier pointing. This is interesting. I've only ever seen Brenton do this.
Oh, Brenton loves to let the crowd know what he's about to do.
He does. He loves to point. He loves to do the cue shake.
Yeah.
So Nick's, I think, re-evaluating what he's going to do here.
Yeah, it's about 30 seconds, isn't it, Jamie?
No, probably a bit longer. He's actually never been the fastest player in the world, Nick. But I think this shot actually deserves a bit of attention because it's not as straightforward as it might look. So he has got this shot. To me, it looks like he can actually screw off the side rail and still land on a ball. The problem is, how is he going to transition his bottom ball on the cushion now if he actually does pick off the other two first? Because if he screws off the side cushion here, he can land on the red that's just, the yellow that's just below the red. Now, the only thing he really do is pot it and then stun into the red, and then he won't have an angle on that next yellow to transition to the bottom ball, unless he can catch it thin and go up the table.
This is not straightforward at all.
Well, he's played a pretty good shot there, actually, but
He's come a bit short.
the rail killed him a touch, but a lot of movement there as well.
I think if he came up another foot, he could have played the yellow back between the two reds.
Well, I think he was playing for the left of the three.
Yeah. And then the yellow back between the two reds.
Yes. Yes, and then just stunned down for the one on the cushion.
Yeah.
It's re-evaluation time now. He'd be looking for a safety.
Not a lot of places to hide here either.
No, I can only really see maybe
Screw in behind the red.
Yeah, that's the only shot I can see.
He's got to get it right. And even then, Shawn will probably have an easy clip off, put Nick back in trouble.
Exactly right. So he may even try and cut this across. He has tried to cut across, but he's got it cushioned first and left Shawn perfectly on
Open
start.
table. I think you'll see Shawn clear these.
Yeah, very important that he pots the bottom of the two reds over the left centre, so he clears the path the other one. What's it got to do with me?
They tried turning it off and switching it on again. Assistance required.
How do we refresh this page, Dan?
Patrick standing behind just
Patrick
caught himself a choker.
What about, do you think when you were on that black and then Robbo come across the shot and then you got back down, do you reckon?
I was in a panic.
You were in a panic?
Oh, well, this red goes in between the yellows. That's a bonus. Oh, he hasn't. Maybe it didn't go.
Maybe he was playing for the hole.
Well, no, he's looked at it like he's looked at it as if to say that was definitely on. What have I done there? But he's in a pretty good shape still.
It might have only been half a pocket and he tried to dolly it in, and
I can tell you from experience in these tables, it's actually very difficult to play a very soft shot to a pocket. They do tend to, the nap is so strong on these tables that they actually will move a bit, so you've got to be very careful with that. I actually fell trapped to it myself when I played Rusty in the last match. I tried to dolly a ball in and it just ducked away from the pocket and I nearly picked it up and threw it. So I'm not sure what Nick's looking at here. I think he might be trying to double this yellow off the side cushion, off the red into the middle. I just don't think this shot's even on. He's playing a very smart attempt at a safety shot, but he hasn't got it right, and Shawn
a little
will be
bit
able to
short.
screw out. Now the problem for Shawn here is the queuing could be awkward, plus he's probably stretching a bit. So I think that's why he might be denying the shot, although I think he's mad if he does deny the shot, because to me it doesn't look that hard to get position, but he's denying it. Big shot there from Shawn. I'll tell you what, he's probably, I don't know if he's actually 100% happy he's pot that, because this is actually a really hard positional shot. He's got to come cushion first, and he's actually got to clear the yellows, and if he swings too far, he's not going to actually have a shot. So this shot, you really want to play it with drag, catch the red half ball, and you can probably land, even if you use a touch left-hand side, then you can land on the black to the left centre. Big shot this actually in the context of the match. And he's hit it very hard, but he swung around the angles. That was very deliberate. Probably didn't want to land that far up, but he just wanted to clear the whole area and give himself a shot. He knew if he got out to the centre table that he'd have the black to the corner. So that's good thinking from Shawn rather than trying to be too cute. And I will actually back him to pot this 9 times out of 10 because he is a very good cueist. This may add an element and drop it back to 6 to 7 out of 10 purely because he's worrying about object balls possibly potting. Actually, he does look comfortable on this shot. But he smashes it in like it wasn't even there, and he will bridge the gap 8-7. Mr. T says, "Up here, fool." I actually said to Nick, I actually don't mind it. I think he just needs to trim the beard a touch. But I don't mind it. I reckon it's a good look. I wouldn't mess with him anymore. So Nick's just taking a quick break, and we'll resume that match shortly, and we'll just watch a little bit of Ronan Kennedy action going on the. I'm not sure if he's in the losers comp or the. And he's playing Barry Wakefield.
He looked around and he was like, and my ball's right over the top of that. And he's got the line and he's like,
Yeah.
And he still started playing soft. Smashed.
What was your score? It was 11-10. How much did you pay to enter? Congratulations on being a $400 entry next year. 8-7 to Nick. Ronan Kennedy is just going off his chops right now, and he's just potting all these balls. Oh, Death Dealer 1 million has just given it to Nick.
I think that's 10 million.
Is it 10 million?
10 million.
I didn't even read the numbers quickly. Why are you giving yourself a name like 10 million, Death Dealer? I don't know who you are. Put your name in the chat immediately.
Classic example of why not to lift your head, Nick.
Well, he did lift his head.
Yep.
And Ronan Kennedy has just played a pretty average positional shot.
He's got half a pocket here.
My missus just came over and gave me a quick peck on lips. That's not unlucky.
He's played the trickle.
He must have two. Howie's just played that like a muppet. Puts hands on hips, scratches head and says, "What happened there?"
Who threw me in the canal?
And we're back at 8-7.
Shawn Bud checks the white, winds up.
Goes bang. Rex Hunt style.
He's come up
Clusters
dry.
everywhere. He's not happy. He didn't get a ball in, I don't think, either.
No, they're a bit messy here.
Shawn will want every single frame to be open. Even I think even if he doesn't get a ball off the break, he'll want all the balls to be open and just want Nick to chop up. I just want Nick to be under pressure at all times. I'm not sure about Nick's stance actually.
Yeah, I was just looking at that here. Bit awkward.
Maybe Mr. T just doesn't do frontal stances. I'm not sure, but
He sort of bends both knees inwards.
it's very weird. But it's working for him at the moment because he's still in the winner's half. Just he hit that like a fairy and it has not gone in. Right, these yellows are horrible.
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 They are terrible.
I think Shawn's looking at potting this red with the yellow. I actually think you need to be really careful with this shot because this can actually leave the pocket open very easily. And I don't think there's any value in playing the shot.
I don't think the red up the top goes past the yellow.
If that red at the top doesn't go, I'd be looking at just moving these balls away from where that bottom pocket is as soon as possible. But even coming off the side cushion and playing the bottom yellow across table, it wouldn't be that bad a shot if that red isn't on. The black's pretty tied up as well, so obviously those two bottom balls are pretty good candidates for making the black on. So he's gone the double instead, and that's a good shot.
That is a great shot.
Now here's an interesting thing because the only ball he's really going to look at here is the ball if the red is actually covering, playing it, so that will open up that red and only the black will be the issue afterwards. He does have an option to play, and this is a big shot, but he has the option to play the yellow that's directly below the white in a straight line, punching that in and coming off the side cushion and then kicking that yellow across the table that's at the bottom. Big shot, but he's capable of playing that shot.
Yeah, he's sort of got to make a decision here which way he wants to approach this frame.
Yeah, and I think the other issue too is you can't really just go potting balls willy-nilly because those two yellows in the black are absolutely dead as a doornail. So you've got to actually manufacture them somehow if you're going to try and pot out now.
Yeah.
I think Nick's an absolute $4 favourite at the present moment in this frame. Could change rapidly, but at the moment, he's a big favourite. He actually needs the frame too, just because if Shawn does win his frame, that'll be 3 in a row.
8 all.
And 8 all, that's right. So we might see that shot that I spoke about earlier, but it still doesn't deal with these 2 yellows on the side. So as you can see now, he's lining up. Okay, I'm going to start off the side cushion. I'm going to go into the yellow full ball like this. Now the shot just needs to be executed. This is by no means, this is actually an advanced shot for guys that are learning to play the game. This is very much an advanced shot. I think he's tried to hold the white.
Yeah, he's tried to just screw in and hold it.
Yeah, he tried to soft screw that, but he just actually got a bit too much on the white. And now he's actually in a fair bit of trouble. I'm actually wondering if those 2 yellows double. So if he can play the double to the opposite middle. Hard to tell with the angle, but he's looking at something else. Possibly yellow off yellow at the top corner. That's a big shot.
Yeah, this is risky if you move these.
I think maybe he's just going to promote one.
Yeah. That does leave the black on though.
That's actually a smart shot because he deliberately cannoned the red. Yeah, I don't think I'd be real comfortable playing that black to the middle on these tables, Pikey. They're
tight,
tough.
yeah.
They're tough in the middle.
Yeah.
So I think that's a smart shot. And yellow and Shawn's yellow is definitely available because it's a much better angle than what the black is.
Actually, that black does look very tight into the middle. I'm right behind it here.
Yeah, I don't fancy that one bit. But Nick will commit, and the good thing for him though is if he can just get high on these 2 balls at the bottom here, he can just flick it in and then just can into the black. So, and he'll know that already when he's committed to this out because he's definitely committing. And he's missed that by a fair bit. And I think the next shot was going to be the cannon. Just where the white ball is, it's just natural.
Does Shawn play the pot the red over the hole? Put the yellow there?
Yeah, I don't like that shot. He could have done that a long time ago, and Nick's ball's in a better position now. So I think maybe he might try and chop his ball in the middle and get a cannon. Back cushion with left-hand side.
Yep.
Sorry, right-hand side, not left-hand side. Oh, well, it was actually way thinner than we realised. And he's missed everything somehow. So here comes another big double.
Tell you what,
Not sure if you can avoid the red here, though.
yeah, this is a bit too big, this one, I think.
So he's just looking at this double now. The double's obviously gettable, but I just don't know whether the white will, I think it might throw maybe too wide and just clip the red. It's hard to tell.
100%, the white's running towards the reds.
If this was a big white, I'd say you could avoid. This is why he's screwing off this. This is actually enormous shot. I'll get him 1 out of 100 to get this shot. Well, he's actually tried his backdoor it and he's killed it.
Yes, that's dangerous.
I think I'd have almost been content they were just bumping it out and forcing Nick to play the cannon there. The shot that he's played there is probably 1 in 100.
This is interesting because
Nick now has a free shot at extracting the black because of the red covering the yellow. So he'll. Well, I don't actually agree with this shot one bit either.
no, I don't think.
I think that's actually a terrible shot. You should have actually had a dip right there and then.
Yeah, I don't think that you give Shawn a chance to produce 2 doubles here.
Mate, that's exactly what I'd be doing. I'd be potting this and I'd be going up for a double and I'd play it. I'd give myself an angle to dead weight it so I can land on the black for another double.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if Nick's rethought about that shot, he probably realised that he had a free shot at getting the black out there and taking the frame. But still in a lot of control.
He's had to push through on that, and like you say, they are quite tight into the middle.
They're tricky. And he didn't even get near where he wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah, he's hit it a little too thick.
So surely Nick will have a dip now. He's still too scared to pop this ball at the bottom corner.
He might even play the combo here with a little bit of running, like right-hand side to bring the black out.
I don't even know what he's looking at here.
He's not pushing the black up, is he?
This is just ridiculous, this shot. Like, what, I can't understand how we can't see the out. I mean, I can tell you one thing, he has actually got full control, so it's not that big a deal, I guess, but why would you play that shot when you can actually extract the black pretty easily and have a dip? So Nick has actually put the brakes on 100% and basically said, Shawn, if you want to win this frame, you're going to need to pull out miracles.
Maybe,
I'm not going to take the risk.
Maybe he's going with the tactics to draw this frame right out and just take all Shawn's energy away.
Possibly, yep.
Because he knows he's got Shawn well covered here.
Tell you what, if Shawn pulls out a big face cut double here,
There.
he's going to have to load up with a lot of left-hand side there to avoid the double kiss. I'm pretty sure it's thin enough where he's got to use side, and that makes the shot 10 times harder over that distance. So
He can also come off the top cush with side and...
this is actually, you've just said the better shot, Pikey. That is spot on. Come off this, try and half ball this yellow off the side cushion into the middle. This is the shot. Well, he hasn't. Oh, he's gone. He's trying to go off 2.
3, 4.
He wants it to travel up.
How's this angle? Oh,
Nah, it's too thin. There's no way he can't pot the reds.
can he? Yeah, no.
Maybe he can play a massive force stunt run through double.
He's having a look at it. He looks like he's thinking about
Actually,
potting.
I don't mind this shot. Just pot the red with the yellow. I don't mind this shot at all. That's a very good shot.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. He would have liked a bit closer.
Shawn's come around to have a check. Nick's come around to have a check.
So what if Nick does lose this frame from here? He may want to actually go and check his suicide alert watch, because it was not a good option that he took.
Was he trying to screw into the black now? I don't think so.
That would be lunacy. That would be one of your shots, Pikey.
I think he might have been...
He's gone too far easily there. Now he's got to play a pinpoint shot after this red.
I think there's a gap behind that black. Yeah.
Okay, so Paddy's just gone. He's confirmed that it's actually a giant gap, so Nick should take the frame now. If that's the case, why isn't he playing it now?
He's not quite on it. Mustn't quite be on it.
I'll tell you what, he won't want to start looking at these balls too closely. He'll beard foul.
Beard foul. What's the rule on if your beard hairs fall out on the table? And
I'm not sure about that one. Well,
this is not ideal.
Worse.
This is not ideal.
Yeah, I agree with Patrick. She said, why not just drop that in, run the red down over the hole and use your 2. I don't mind that option myself. But he looked like he might play his cushion first.
You're going to be...
I actually don't think this is as hard as it looks. I think this is actually not too bad. Wow, he's snooking himself though. And he's almost pot the black. Jesus.
He does still have 2 shots though.
Yeah, all he's got to do is make contact with this red. Any half ball contact will probably be okay.
I think he's got a big Massey swerve around here.
I don't think he's going to play that.
You know?
I think he'll come off side cushion, half ball.
I think he's got a swerve to get the...
Rewind it. Rewind it. Oh, that was pretty close. I can't tell. So Mix just said that he thought he hit the black first there.
So he's had to play the Massey swerve.
That was off its chops, that shot. So we're going to actually have a look. It's too late now, obviously, but we think there's a possibility that when Nick played the red, that where the black was earlier on, that he may have hit the black first and foul. I'll tell you what, the direction the black went, I can't see how that's possible. Because it's gone straight up the table, so he had to have come off cushion and then hit the black. Oh, that looked fine to me. It's simultaneous.
Yeah,
You
he
can't
hit
call
the
that.
red, he hit the red.
Anyway, it's done and dusted now. Nick's just
He is.
made a big shot there, and he will take a 9-7 lead. Big frame.
9-7. That was a big shot.
And that's what Nick does. He is capable of pulling out the big shot when he needs it. And yeah, there is a little bit of fortune involved in when you're coming off and getting the kick out. Because obviously, if he had hit that full ball and put it to the rail, then he would have been in all sorts of trouble. But fortune favours the brave. Although he wasn't very brave earlier on in that frame when he didn't have a dip. But I think what Pikey said is right. I think he just tried to draw the frame out to take away Shawn's rhythm and just frustrate him a little. As he cut breaks again. And, well, they spread pretty good this time. Shawn may have a dip here. So the way I see this straight away, you'll take yellows, pop the bottom left one, give himself an angle just to stun into the red and clear the other yellow. And then he's just got to contend with the two that are stuck together pretty much in the middle of the table.
Yeah, so I think yellow's definitely the balls here, Jamie.
Mate, do you want me to get you a chair? I'll grab you a chair.
Hey Jamie, got something for CueballTV for you.
So Rusty,
They play every match.
on these tables. I've played every match on those tables. I've just finished. And they called me Rusty up straight away. I said, can I just have 2 minutes to fight? He says no. So he says no. Alright, and I said, okay, Rusty played these tables, can I have a 2-minute hit? No. Start right now.
That's interesting.
Absolute bullshit.
You did play your money match on that
Yeah,
table.
but Rusty's been put on these matches. Every match he's played been on these tables. I've been on these tables, and they don't want to give me 2 minutes.
It is a fair call.
Absolutely.
Well, I think a couple of minutes at least just to cue a few balls. So Robbo's basically just said that Rusty's played every single match on the Riley tables, and believe me guys, the Riley tables play very differently to the other tables in the room. Robbo's played every single match not on the Rileys, and he just wants a quick hit, and he has been denied the opportunity to just have a couple of minutes hit. I think that's probably not a fair thing. But I think it'll get reversed. I honestly do. Like Rusty's over there having a hit on it himself.
Yeah, Rusty's already having.
Yeah, if I was Robbo, I'd say, Rusty, get out of my way, you giant beach ball. I'm having a hit.
Oh, look at this. Rusty's practicing his Marcus doubles.
Anyway, back to the match. I'm sure that'll get reversed, otherwise Travis is doing another pull rort.
That's cheeky.
Travis is filthy that Robbo just smashed him.
This might be coming back to the Jamie's going to sort the situation out. So meanwhile, Nick 9-7 up. He played down the back early and then he played over there. It's interesting how things like that can get in the way of a player's head too. You don't want all that crap when you're focusing on coming up to a big match.
So Robbo's going to have a hit on one of these tables now. So we're all sorted. I think Travis was just fuming a bit.
I think it could have come back to maybe some of the comments Mark made on Facebook that Travis didn't appreciate.
Probably, yeah. But Robbo's probably got the PR of his mum when it comes to being diplomatic.
Yeah.
His mum's terrible with PR. And a good shot there from Shawn, and I'll say why, because the black is just about to get extracted.
The old extraction.
Into the red and just move the black. If you can hit the red pretty much full ball, the black will just tickle out centre pocket.
You don't even need to play it that firm.
No, you do. You just got to move the red. Well, that surprises me a lot. In fact, I'm very surprised at that. Maybe he didn't have a very good angle, but to me it looked perfect. This one is just a bit more screw required. Maybe he's just going to play for it. No, there he goes. But see, the reason I don't like that, this is actually hard to get position. If he had left the other yellow there, he could have actually got position off it.
Just been confirmed by Lee Gilpin that Sam Lilly did cop a beard foul in the EDPL years ago.
That's what happens when you try and mimic a character off the Guess Who game.
Yeah, Robbo's got his practice drills going on. Bit different practice to Rusty. Rusty was practicing the markers doubles. Robbo's doing a 3-ball line up into the corner pocket.
And Shawn's, I actually expected him to miss that on this table. And I reckon that could cost him the match just quietly.
9-7, yeah.
I think if Shawn was to go back and look at how he played that out, he just should not have actually played that yellow that he played first.
Well, I can see.
Well, sorry, he should have played it, but he should have got the cannon straight away.
If he took it off the first one, then he can roll that yellow in.
Exactly right,
yeah.
and he's got the black in the middle, and that's how I saw it. That if you leave that ball in the rail last, you've got to screw off on this table. That's a very big shot because they do draw pretty heavy. On one of the other tables, I'd say would have probably taken it a bit easier, but yeah, they're tough down the rails, these tables. Make you really play them spot on as Nick begins his snooker conquest.
Okay.
So just so you know, guys, the feed will drop off for a short period of time and a new link will be put up because we can only put 4 hours worth of feed up at once. So obviously when things stop, you'll know why. And you'll just need to just have to grab the new link off the CueballTV page and start again. So Shawn's had a dip at tripling.
I think Nick's got an easy run out here.
Well,
When I say easy, they've still got to be made, don't
well, I just wonder if he's going to look for another snooker again after that last frame.
they? You reckon he's going to play another snooker?
Well, surely he's got to have a dip here. Like, I mean, how much easier do you want him? I don't even know what he's looking at here. Like, is he just like worrying about missing? Or I don't understand what's going on. So now he's.
What is he looking at?
Okay, but I just about guarantee every shot will be a snooker if he misses the pot.
He's nudged the red on top of the black.
Yeah, I think he's gone into a bit of a negative mode, and he really needs to be. Like I've said to Nick a long time ago, just back your ability. You actually pot as good as anyone else.
So, 2 cushions extraction.
I don't reckon it'll happen on this table. They throw too wide off the rails.
Good
Well, he's
call.
actually used side though there.
He might just roll this in and play the 1 cushion extraction.
He's just checking his angle now.
power of the beard, eh?
Yeah, the beard is shining. I'll tell you what, I would like a bit more angle than that. He's actually got to force this a bit now.
Yeah, he's quite got the ideal angle.
No, I reckon I would have liked to have gone through another 2 inches though. Just like when I'm at home.
Look at that stance, Jamie. Look at that stance.
That stance is not right. Fix that shit immediately, Nick. And you see, that's what happens when you've actually got a force the white. You can actually not get the force right, and you can miss the can. If it was just a natural angle, you don't have to worry about putting anything on the white.
That's where you watch McGill, like it's all in position, natural angles, and that's where you want to be. You want to, the less you have to do with the white, the better.
Who's this McGill you're talking about? He's a muppet.
Mate,
He didn't even enter.
His positional play is the best I've seen.
No, in fairness to Mick, they asked him to pay $2.5 grand to enter, which I thought was just the most
Did
stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, $2,500. And well, he's missed that by 4 kilometres.
Oh my goodness. He
I
may
reckon
have-
that black sign, awkward queuing about to be faced.
Yeah. I think you're right. Maybe Nick's feeling the pinch a little.
I think he is, mate. I really do think he's feeling it, and I don't know why. When he's 9-7 up, he should be flying right now. Well, Nick's got probably a touch fortune if this black doesn't go.
Shawn might have to come up past him and play the long way.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether he's not comfortable playing the shot, whether he just puts it over the kick. I mean, it's a bit of a negative shot, but you don't leave Nick a hell of a lot. It saves you having to play some ridiculous positional shot you may not land. Look at this shot, he's gone too short, he's landed exactly wrong. And that is good night. This would be 10-7 now, I'm pretty sure, unless he produces some miracle. I think this is going to get smashed. Now the problem with smashing this is the rails are actually throwing really wide. They're very tricky to judge at angle and pace as well, so I've actually found the harder hit it's just so much harder to judge. But that's probably the case on most tables, so it's probably a stupid comment I've just made there. So anyway, he might even try and rest on this black. And he hasn't gone in off. Well, he'll take that. He puts his hand up to apologise, but I don't think the apology was required. If anything, he should have apologised to him earlier for playing such a terrible shot and still getting lucky. But anyway, Nick does have a chance to go game here, but I don't think he will take it.
I think he might play a half ball on the red and little.
Yeah, I think Nick knows that all Shawn's got to do is move the black, and he's basically gotten an easy out. I'm not sure what that was all about, where he sort of put his hands up like he was about to fire a gun. But
He does a lot of body movement after his shots. He
this
certainly
is going
does.
to go over the kick, guaranteed, surely.
No, he can play to get on this red.
I know, I just didn't think he would after seeing all the negative shots that he's already played. And you can already see him lining up saying, oh, okay, if I leave this white ball here, will he go in off? So he's just going to leave the white ball on the side cushion.
I think he's trying to psych himself up for this. I think he might be taking it on.
I disagree, Pikey, but then again, if you're saying that and I'm saying he won't, then you'll be the right person. And you're right again. I'm sick of you, Pikey. Get off the mic. His angle's not great, though. This is actually, that's probably almost, well, I obviously could have gone further left of the table, but it's not a nice angle. If he chooses to run through it dead weight, no, he still won't be on the black. He's actually got to screw off it, offside cushion. So he's going to be playing black in the same pocket, or plays some crazy two-cushion shot, come back to the black in the middle.
He's got to play a pretty big screw here, I think.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I bet you he pots this with heaps of body movement. He seems to nail these big shots. I'm telling you, he is a master at nailing big shots in big matches. He looks like he's going to kill someone. And he tell you what, he's cued that so well. And 100% credit to Nick there. I just don't understand his mindset when he has a dip at a hard out like that and doesn't take on a really easy out in the earlier frame. but he will now go 10-7 up, providing this black goes in. I reckon he'll almost headbutt us in the because we're actually directly in line with this, so he could headbutt us.
Check the stance.
Jeez, he's taking a long time. He's just getting himself fully prepared to play this big black. And it's in. He does a bit of a fist pump.
10-7.
Says, hold this, mate. I'm going to put the score up to 10. He can't. He's Rusty did this to me when he got to 10. I said, geez, you're being a good bloke. You're starting again. So anyway, he's not going to touch it. We know it's 10. He's filthy. He wants the double figures on the. He wants the double figures to show. He wants a psychological edge. And he's like, Shawn, man, I can't put it to 10. What's going on here? Shawn's like, don't worry about it, mate. We know you're 10-7 up. It's everything will be okay. Yeah, Shawn said, "Yo, you done me heading, mate. I'm going to take a wee." So this is actually a very big match. We will obviously skip to the final frame once it begins for that match. It's been very entertaining, very strange match.
Two of the most consistent players in the room here, I'd say.
Not sure what Joel was doing there. He was obviously just trying to play a little... Okay, Joel's on the reds. That makes sense. In hindsight, it's a good
Joel
shot.
didn't just miss a pot by 2 foot.
Well, unless he went and had 10,000 on Alec to win the comp. And he's just making sure that he wins his match against Joel.
Alex,
So out comes the black. Now, if you actually want to see very clinical 8 ball, you probably couldn't pick two better players to learn it from. Both players don't do a hell of a lot. Try and leave themselves stun shot after stun shot to simplify the outs. And I'll tell you what, once the Rusty and Robbo match starts, I would really like to get involved in that because, well, after the final frame finishes, we're going to go do that match because I know Rusty's pretty keen. Oh, sorry. Once the match concludes, we'll go and watch Robbo and Rusty because Rusty's hungry for blood after the Australian title loss. Look, has missed and gone nearly in off. And Alec hasn't really been putting a lot of time in this game in recent years. He's loving the golf and he's enjoyed his time not playing. But he's the sort of guy that only needs to put in a couple of weeks solid work and he's back to his best. As he misses after I say that, give him praise. But that actually wasn't as simple as it looked. And Joel has no choice but to face cut double this red. Line up the face cut. There is a gap with the yellow, but it's just, I think it's too hard a shot to play. I'd much rather take the double on and try and make a clean pot. So this match is just about to start, and we're gonna stay with this match until it ends. Very, very massive contrast of styles, and I think that's what is making this a pretty entertaining match. As Joel misses the face cut, but puts the red in a pretty good position. Try again for Shawn. Oh no, he's pot one. He's pot of red. Clustered red and yellow on the left. Black and red a bit dodgy. So nothing easy.
Hmm.
I actually like yellows here. And he says yellows. Kurt is standing behind me giving me the greatest advice. Current Australian champion telling me how to play the game. I love it. And probably telling me all the right things too. He actually said for Shawn to go straight into it immediately. Shawn said, no, buggy you, Kurt, I'm playing a different shot.
Is he going to run through and extract the red and yellow that are together, or?
Yeah, I think maybe just stun into the red near where the black is, because I don't think that black goes, but he's not doing that either. His cannon, he's dealt with one problem, now it's just the black. He's got so many balls in the area where he can actually get a cannon, but also the black will go to the top left as well, once the yellows are cleared, so he may even elect to just play that shot. It looks like it on camera. Let me have a look at it behind the shot. I'm pretty confident it does. Well, geez, I don't like that.
Well, there might be some value in take the rail ball now and get an angle to run through on the yellow and just nudge the red.
Yeah, I think that's the shot, but the thing is, you've got to clear the first yellow to make the other one on. I would have actually gone top table then and cleared that rubbish up the end, because it looks to me like the flow of this out is going to go up table, which isn't going to help him get position on the black at all.
Might. Same position.
Yeah, he's just pointed where he wanted to land. Well, no, actually, he's looking at it off the yellow, but he did want to land a lot lower than he has, just so he could play. Like, he only wants to move the black an inch. He just, as long as there's some separation and the black is on, that's all he cares about. And I don't think he's got the right angle there either.
No.
So he's gonna give himself an angle maybe to screw into the red off the last yellow. If he can hit the last red fairly full, he'll have a shot at the black.
He's
That's
doing
what he's looking at now.
Proverbial all the eggs in one basket.
He may even try and screw it off the back cushion and land behind the black as well for that corner I spoke about earlier. That's what Kurt Dunham would do, because he loves to move the white ball around the car park. That angle is going to be coming off side cushion and back cushion if he's going to play that shot now.
I think deep screwed.
Unless we're just missing something here, but
Deep screwed.
he doesn't even look like he's getting into this. Oh no, he is. And he's cannon the red, I think, by mistake, and that's not good.
Is this on though?
I'm pretty sure it goes to the corner, not the middle. Big shot coming up here, because Nick will clear if he does miss his black, and it will be end of the match. And he just, geez, that was game. I would have got that close to the black. So here comes a large shot from Shawn Bud. And that is not small from the Bud man, as he goes to 10-8 down.
That is a big black.
And he sends a message to Nick saying, do not chop up, brother.
Okay, Iceman on the black.
Tough black this on these tables in the centre. There you go, I spoke of it. They do drift across the lip.
And the problem is you can't give them any pace either on these tables.
They're very, very difficult in the middle at angle.
So, Joel looking like 1-0.
Joel will have a strawberry. Back to Mr. T.
Mr. T.
And another cut break. Wants to tie this match up and end it. That's what he wants to do. So Shawn will pop the yellows. Jeez, I thought he missed that. There's a hasn't really landed on anything awesome, Pikey, has he?
No, it's might see a pocket cover here.
I can't believe that. This yellow that he's looking at is very thin.
Mm. He actually might be able to cut it thin, run off the red, and dismount the other yellow.
Yeah, I agree completely. I'd be able to just get the pot with this shot. Look at this shot.
He's played it, and he's
Well, he's trusted to a touch of luck, and he has got it indeed. Ball available in the middle, little natural angle, almost looks like I might cannon the yellow on the side rail. Yeah, it looks pretty close. I mean, the yellows could have turned out better than they have, but they're all available.
They could have turned out a lot worse too, Jamie.
Exactly right. I'd be happy with that. Black got Black did a bit of travel and got up towards the corner as well. That would have sucked for him if it went in.
Yeah, he's played the run.
That, but he hasn't landed very well.
That's the risk you take when you cannon into it.
Yeah, I thought he hit it a bit hard.
Mm.
You want to cannon those sort of, and just with enough speed for it to reach the end of the table, not fly up the end of the table. So a plant coming up here.
This is a big plant too.
Now the problem with Shawn is if he doesn't get this out, Nick's just going to cover up that bottom left pocket straight away.
Oh yeah. Nick will be onto that like...
He's already thinking about it, I can tell by looking at him. That's missed. And Nick will pot this bottom ball on the right hand side of the table and then put the ball at the bottom over the kick. But you will play it in such a way where you'll be cutting the red, so that way you cannot play the plant and the yellow to the yellow in the corner. Didn't let me finish. I noticed as you said it. Might even pop the red that he's closest to as well.
How are we going on the verbal there, Dan? Anything happening?
Terry Axford's got on a live stream. So as I said, before Kurt jumped the gun, didn't let me finish, he's going to cut this red across the pocket and put it over the pocket, and Shawn will basically be dead. And if all goes well, he'll actually rest the white ball on the other red, which is above it, and leave no shot whatsoever.
Oh, I wouldn't say no shot. There'd be a marker's double there, Jamie.
Well, I'll tell you what, he could play the billiard shot, but no, that's no good. The cut is actually the only shot.
Yeah.
He has to play. He's got no choice.
Can he cut the yellow into the red here, push the red up towards the yellow?
Yeah, that's another option, but it's not a shot that I reckon Shawn would think of, and I don't actually understand that shot one bit. That is how you just cost yourself a match. And
yeah,
if I'm Nick here, I'm having a dip. I don't know if he will or not, but this is absolutely set perfectly. So what you're doing here is you're plotting the ball in the middle. You play the 3-ball plant down the rail. The yellow will actually kick away from the pocket due to the angle it'll contact the red. And then you just go game.
Go game.
The black obviously is the final concern because it may not go to either corner. So I would have liked to have been a bit straighter than that, but what am I talking about? He's not even going to play. He's just going to double the red out, be a douche. Come on, Nicky, 10-8 up, have a dip. Might even try and cannon it out. And he does the whole headbutt at the ball. But he's got the shot and he will now have a fair dinkum dip. I guess he always was going to. We just didn't pick the way he was going to play the shot. And I guess the way he has chosen was a safer way. So full credit to him. Now this shot is key because this will be determining the angle that he has to get up the other end of the table for the black.
Needs an angle on this red.
I just don't know whether that black passes to the right corner. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but we're going to know soon after he plays this.
He's screwing around it.
Yeah, I don't mind this shot, but he's
It's
straight.
too straight.
And I'll tell you what, even using reverse side here off 2, it's not going to happen on these cushions. Not sure if he can force or not.
It might sneak inside that yellow up the top, I don't know.
If it goes left, he's okay. I think he has got a bit of angle, he does. Just ducked down and had a good look. I'm not sure what that's about. It's like he's about to go for a swim, but decides he's not going to dive in the deep end. So a big shot here for Nick, and this will put him into the quarterfinals on the winner's side. Curtis said he'll hit the yellow very thin, it'll still go in. He's rolled it like a fairy, and it has missed. I cannot hang it on him about that. I probably would have played it like a fairy myself.
Yeah, I think we were all playing an in or over there.
But Bud still needs to make the out. I actually hate playing outs when the black's over the kick and there is a ball on the cushion. But I'll probably leave that ball on the cushion as my last ball and just get right behind it, just drop it in. Although actually that's a thin black then, so that's a stupid call. So perhaps,
It's not ideal.
that's not great.
You might be able to screw up off the yellow near the black. You don't want to move the black though. No, he's taking this ball.
So now the roll in yellow. He knows he doesn't have to do anything at all the white, he's got to drop it in and he's got the yellow over the kick, so just a good bit of nerve to be shown.
He's played it with a touch of drag, I think.
And that was an excellent pot.
Like Kurt Dunham would have.
Kurt Dunham would have punched that in and screwed back half the table. He would have popped the other yellow on the same shot and just land flat on the black, he said. So, and I don't blame you. I can see how he would think that. Good cueing again. That could have actually, he could have actually clipped the back by mistake there and killed it. So very, very good composed out from Shawn Budd. One we all obviously expected him to make, but still.
9-10.
9-10.
Under our next
And you
field.
guys were right. I already counted him out. I just said there was only one frame to go without thinking.
What do we got here? Joel stuck on his last red.
This has got to be the same frame, is it still?
It's 1-0 to
1-0.
Joel. Not bad.
Who was it?
Nick's 10-9 up and he smashes his cue on the ground. I'm not sure what's going on there. Maybe he should just like realise he's 10-9 up.
I think he's saying to himself, golden opportunity, I should be...
He does wear his heart on his sleeve, the young Howie. And he actually has got an 8-ball on his sleeve too. He's got a tattoo of an 8-ball on him.
I tell you what, open table.
If I was him, I'd actually get tattoos of gold necklaces next.
Open table, Jamie.
Yellow balls will be the choice, but I don't think he's got the easiest of starters.
He might be able to play red onto the yellow.
I reckon it's not set. I think he'll still get it because he's got to chop the red thin. Oh, that's a pretty good shot. Oh, he's gone in off. Oh my God, he will kill people now. If he smashed his cue after and just missed losing the last frame, what's he going to do? Where is he going to jump with it across the room or what? And he's just going to give himself a nose massage. I'll tell you what, I'd love to be able to put the camera on the players right now. That'd be great.
Ooh.
Now he's having a talk, he's shaking his head. He just needs to compose himself here, Nick, especially if Shawn makes this out. Shawn goes to new favourite.
Yeah, you've got to.
momentum.
You need to let go of that.
And Shawn does the obvious thing and takes yellows. Probably wouldn't have liked to have come through a bit there though. He's not really landed ideally.
Does have 2 visits.
He's just, I think he's just waiting for a shot to be played on the other table before he addresses this next yellow. Vallo, in Patrick's words, he choked like a mutt or something similar to that and lost.
He missed a black.
Lost 11-9.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the score was when he missed that black. I think he was 10-9. No, 9. Yeah, I'm not sure now.
So Bud is just sizing himself up to make this out. So this is the right shot. Get rid of this this end of the table. And he just gives himself an angle where he probably might be able to drag this in and hold the white. Probably would like to have come across a touch more, but should be okay. Got to be careful. If he actually doesn't hold the white, he might snooker himself. Well, he's got through the gap, but still not on a string.
He does still have 2 visits.
Even with 2 here, this is still actually a little bit tricky until you get the white ball in a very good position. I don't know whether you just promote this yellow to the corner and then just, like, you want to land on it pretty straight, so you land on the bottom rail and then just obviously get out centre table for the black. But
Yeah, I think that's the shot. You pump.
if you don't actually hit this shot right though and give yourself angle, yellow on. He actually had a really good look at this.
He can play cushion first, I think, if it's not.
I'll tell you what, if he plays this cushion first, he's got to make sure he just misses the red, because this can go wrong if he hits this back cushion too thick, and he's okay. Good shot.
Couple of options here. He can play for the long black into the corner, or try and come past the red and play the black in the middle. But
well, he's played a very. It did pull up quickly, and that's the danger of the inconsistency of the table sometimes. But
hampered queuing.
I think he'll still get this. Geez, I'll tell you what, I wonder how close the in-off is. I don't think the white will reach.
He's nailed it.
And it goes. And 10 all, and there is a new favourite in town, and his name is Pink Shirt Shawn Budd. Or is that Salmon? I'm not sure, but
Salmon.
at either rate, the momentum is now with Shawn at 10 all when he was 10-7 down, I believe, or 10-8.
Nick's still shaking his head.
And Nick needs to quickly get on with it. Nick, what Nick needs to do right now is say, I need to go and take a wee-wee and just go and splash some water on his face and compose himself. That's what he needs to do right now. He needs to do the Ben Noonan special. And he will still can't break this, I can already tell from where he's put the white. Well, he smashes the absolute bejesus. Why not just hit the front ball and have a dip? He's landed on nothing. Well, this game's funny like that when momentum changes. Also the luck can also go against you as well. It can be a very, very cruel, unforgiving game. When you're actually flying, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll go for a cannon and it just does the Jake McCartney. You just land perfect every time.
He is elected yellows.
Well, this must go to the middle. Oh, there was no problems at all then.
He didn't
Shake
run
of the
through.
head not required.
Didn't quite run through as far as he would have liked there.
Well,
He might play to get on the one on the side rail off
I
this.
think so, Pikey. You play the outside, the very left of the yellows, come cross table and land on the side cushion for the other yellow. I don't like this shot. I think this basically says, you know what, I can't win.
So what? He's covered the red nicely.
He's got extremely lucky there, but
Yeah.
Shawn does have a ball to the middle. And that red, it's all by itself, will go to the middle, the left middle. So Shawn just needs a couple of good positional shots to get himself on a string, and then that ball down the rail will be something he wants to eliminate early as possible. Oh, this is interesting. He's looking at playing up inside. Ball in the middle, he's going to land behind the red on the cushion and just play it up as a shot to nothing to the corner. And he's perfect.
That's not bad.
Everybody was worried that was going enough. I actually didn't think it was even going close. First time I've judged something right today.
Do you just roll this up? You don't play off the yellow?
No, I pretty much just roll this up.
I was just thinking off the yellow to open it up for the red.
The red goes, Pikey.
Yeah?
Yep, the red goes past that yellow. If you're talking about the one on the right there, in the middle of them all.
Yeah, the one near
Goes.
the black.
Well, the one near the black, it doesn't go. He has played it off the red. That's a super shot, and now everything is available.
Yeah.
Still a lot of transitional play to be made that isn't just a pot stun type scenario, so he needs to move the wide a little bit.
Slightly on the wrong side here.
Yeah, if he had actually got the white ball through another half a foot there, he would have not missed this out. It would have been almost guaranteed, but it's still a little bit awkward. He's
probably-
going away from where he wants to
Probably
be.
needs to go up into balk off this ball.
And you spot on Pikey, and that is a very good shot. His angle looks pretty good to float down onto the next ball, but it's all about position on that last one. If he can get just, and I mean just off straight, he can play the run through off the bottom cushion and land on the red into the middle. And two blokes have just been caught up being Clint Kaplan and James O'Reilly. They look at each other and try not to headbutt each other, and then they grab their cues and walk off. Well, Shawn's played for the awkward one first. Actually, I reckon that could be okay. I reckon he'll be able to swing around off two.
I think it was a good option to play for that ball first.
I'm just a bit worried about this yellow at the bottom. You may have to, even if you use side, then you're going to cannon the other yellow probably, so this is a tricky shot.
Yeah.
And plus the rails throw wide as well, so I think this actually may not come off very well. So he's just missed
Oh,
that
he's
yellow.
only just. He did
And
only
I'll tell
just
you
get
right,
through there.
The Bud will not miss this long pot either. This is a black. This is a black off the spot for Bud in snooker. He just eats these. In it go. Ooh. And in unison, about 6 people all around me have all gone ooh at the same time. And if Nick loses this match, he will be on suicide watch. And Shawn Budd has done it. That is a super comeback from a 10-7 or 10-8 deficit, and well, that was an interesting handshake. I think Nick's just a little bit devastated. Anyway, at the end of the day, he was probably a little bit outclassed by a very good cueist in the pressure stages of that match.
Yeah, he'll be kicking himself. He had the chance.
And sorry to the people that want to watch this match, but I really want to switch over to Robbo and Rusty. Dan's going to move the camera for us. Alright, so the feed will go off shortly, guys. There'll be a new link put on the CueballTV page. You'll have to switch to it once we get the Robbo and Rusty match underway. I'm going to take a quick break and I'm going to come back and have a yak about that one.
Joel playing the kick shot off the rail here. And he hasn't got it. So Alex to go 2-1 up here by the looks of it.
No, you're right.
As we all know, no one, and I mean no one, is exempt from getting shit hung on by me on CueballTV. Robbo, that includes you. We were going to switch the camera to watch your match, but you have explicitly requested that you do not want it filmed. You are weak! Weak, I say! I think it's just a little bit of controversy from earlier on. He just wants to focus on nothing but himself and the match. But still, there's a lot of players out there would want to watch this match, I'm sure. And to me, it looks like he's extremely frustrated. Yeah, he's extremely frustrated with the table. At the end of the day, we've all got to play on it at some stage. He played a $1,000 match on it and beat James Della, one of the best players in the country. So he needs to just calm down. Anyway, I'm going to take my break.
It's 3-0, I think, to Rusty.